Hello, my beautiful listeners. Welcome to Life Podcast, a platform where we explore all aspects of life and learn more about ourselves and our universe. Let's begin today by going back in time, centuries back, to the Axial Age, a period often regarded as the advent of human thought, an era in which new thinkers emerged all over the world. One great sage during this time was the Buddha in the 6th century BC. Buddha, which means the Enlightened One, was a name given to Prince Siddhartha Gautama for his awakened wisdom. Born in South Asia, the Buddha often questioned humanity's place within the universe. Legend has it that his father, the leader of the Shakya clan, tried to shelter the young prince from the outside world and created an illusion of perfection within the palace. But the Buddha soon ventured out into the world and witnessed human suffering for the first time. This awakening had such an impact on him that he decided to leave his materialistic life to understand human existence. Through his experiences, he learned that life is about living in balance, that you neither have to become too strict about being perfect nor too indulgent in worldly pleasures. Though he was often surrounded by lust, doubt, and fear, it is said that he was able to rise above the human ego and ultimately reach nirvana. He said, "All that we are is the result of what we have thought." Look around you. Everything that human beings have created first started as nothing more than a thought in someone's mind. In this way, your thoughts shape the world. In our universe, things exist in all forms, both visible and invisible. It may be easier to see solids and liquids, but things that appear invisible to us also have a vibrational frequency, such as the air we breathe, the sound we hear, and even the thoughts we think. Remember, the human eye can only see about 0.0035% of the electromagnetic spectrum. This means that we experience much less than 1% of everything that is out there in our world. So just because we can't see, hear, or measure something yet doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Just as we can't hear the high-frequency sounds that our dogs can hear doesn't mean that those sounds don't exist. Try explaining a smartphone back in time to somebody in the 19th century. To them, our technology would appear magical. Think about it. You can video conference with anyone, anywhere in the world, on a phone that looks like a thin sheet of glass. But wireless technology is not magic. There's a science behind it. You don't need to see radio waves or understand electricity to be able to experience the profound impact that these forces have on our lives. Similarly, researchers of our time are just beginning to understand various forces that are beyond our current comprehension. But what we don't understand today in our present century must not be dismissed as magic either. Some people place importance on the human body more than the energy field that runs it. And yet, when we pass away, we leave these bodies behind. The brain and the matter is all still there, but without the life force, the body simply decomposes. So the question to ask is, what is that energy field that vibrates within us? And why aren't we studying that as well? The Heart Math Institute has explained our vibration as the quality of thoughts and emotions that can be influenced by our memories, beliefs, actions, and more. And according to the National Institutes of Health, positive states such as optimism can essentially influence our mental and physical health. As a matter of fact, they even recommended integrating such positive thinking in treatments and prevention programs to improve well-being. So think about it. Your vibration can actually create substantial impact. No wonder Albert Einstein said, "Everything in life is vibration." In fact, if you turn to quantum physics, you will find that at the subatomic level, every particle in the universe is made up of energy that is constantly vibrating. And we know that sound energy is also the result of vibration. Now, we can all agree that wherever your mind goes, energy flows. But take a look at the works of renowned author Dr. David Hawkins. He was a psychiatrist and a physician who actually developed the map of consciousness, which matches different emotional states to their corresponding numerical values. The map was created based on 20 years of careful research as well as applied principles of kinesiology. And it basically shows that as you progress to positive emotions, you raise the frequency of your vibrational energy. The scale has values ranging from 1 to 1000, with 1 being the lowest frequency and 1000 being the highest. But what's truly alarming is that our collective consciousness, or the thought vibrations of all the people around the world, estimated to average just over level 200. Now, to put things into perspective, the value 200 is the bare minimum threshold that must be crossed for us to experience positive change in our world. So maybe this is a wake-up call for all of us to start thinking and behaving more positively. You might be wondering, what can we all do to raise our level of consciousness? Well, when you look at all the wars we've had, all the injustice, the segregations, political egos, and arrogant anthropocentric views, these are the things that have damaged our world. So in order to reverse their effects, we must start by choosing to forgive others instead of holding on to resentment, compassionately understand those who appear different from us instead of demonizing them, and learn to foster the feeling of unity, love, and gratitude. You see, all the violence in our world did not happen overnight. It's society's collective perception and behavior that has built up hate and mistrust on our planet. I've observed that people behave badly as a response to unpleasant experiences and disrespectful behavior from others that they may have faced at some point in their lives. So as a reaction, they put out more negativity onto others, and so the cycle continues. But it stops with you. You have to make the conscious decision to not let the force of negativity continue through you. In an unpleasant circumstance, you should seek justice and resolution, but don't proliferate the negative energy. If everyone were to be kinder to one another, then you would start to change the very fabric of society, and you would begin to create a different energy field. You could do something as little as speaking nicely to someone, or tipping some money to hard-working people who could use some help, such as those who take out your trash, or even the cashier of a grocery store. You may think these gestures are insignificant, but if everyone were to practice this every day, we would begin to see a different world and create a new earth. I have a good feeling that we are entering a new paradigm where it's no longer about stepping over people, rather it's about helping and bringing people up with you so that everyone can be successful. But first, we have to stop living in the mindset of scarcity. The laws of nature show us that there is abundance in the universe, so your wealth should not be someone else's poverty. And if you help each other towards success, that doesn't make you any less successful. If anything, it makes you great individuals. Isn't it funny how governments are always able to find the money to fight wars, but never seem to raise enough money to overcome poverty? We live in a world where people look at each other across the globe with so much suspicion, mainly because of the news that we see, when in reality we are all so similar. In fact, we are all made up of the same atoms, and we all experience the basic human emotions. We all want love, respect, and a good life. Today we live in a society which agrees that racism is ridiculous. But there was a time not long ago in which destructive practices such as slavery and cruelty were widely accepted. In fact, many people even took pride in being hateful towards others. I often wondered, how is it possible that huge masses of people allowed this to happen, and in fact continued it for centuries? And how is it that what was once considered common practice is now considered so unpopular that people distance themselves from these practices? Were those masses of people any different from us? Are we any better than them? What I realized is that the masses always run after what's most widely accepted. When it's popular to be racist or destructive, then the masses simply go along with that trend. And when it's no longer popular, then they simply change their direction. What's scary about this is that what if it's popular to be hateful again? Will the herd of people once again follow the trend? Or worse, are we already hating others without realizing it? Be conscious of how you think and live your life, because when it's not popular to do the right thing, that's when you most need to stand up for what's right. Negativity is never the answer. Think of how many people came and went before us. At the time, some probably gave so much importance to their daily issues and worries. But all these things that people gave their energy to simply came and vanished like clouds of dust. Remember the Berlin Wall? Well, there was a time in which people believed the wall could never come down, but it eventually did, because the force of love and humanity was greater than the divide. Likewise, with your passion and enthusiasm, all good things are possible. And when you think and act constructively, then you're contributing to help move our planet forward. If you ever get the opportunity, travel the world. Go someplace nice for a great vacation. You know, your outlook on life should not be influenced by the news or filtered information on TV. Rather, you must have first-hand experience of what it's really like in another part of the world. You will learn so much more than what's shown in the media. And if you can't travel right now, then you can always make friends around the globe and see the world through webcams, smartphone apps, and video conferencing. It's so much healthier to develop your own unlimited perspective instead of believing someone else's limited view. So decide to be a good critical thinker. Go out into the world, experience new and amazing things, and meet great people for yourself. As you move forward in this journey we call life, help others by bringing them up with you. We should now be living in a world where we can all move ahead together. And you must ask yourself, are you adding value to the world or taking value away from the world? Look at the things that left a lasting positive impact on our planet. These were the good works of people with great minds, things that we still benefit from today, such as access to information, medical research, a movement towards human rights, new cures and inventions, air travel, wireless communication, and so much more. One great man worthy of mention here was Nikola Tesla, often known as the father of the modern world and regarded as one of the greatest scientists of all time. Almost every person on the planet today has benefited because of the works of Tesla. We use things such as remote-controlled robotics, the induction motor, which is in most household appliances, wireless communication, which today allows us to send emails and complex information such as video, images, or sound over great distances, and of course, alternating current, which makes it possible for all of us to efficiently receive electricity over long distances. All these ideas were made possible because of Tesla's focus, dedication, and desire to create a connected and compassionate world. Tesla wanted to create free energy for everyone on the planet, and this is believed to have inspired him to build the Tesla Tower in 1901. The tower would create a free power source between the Earth and its ionosphere that would be available to anyone. But there were many power-hungry elites who wanted to monopolize electrical transmission for their own profit, and they didn't like Tesla's altruistic vision of a unified world. So they conspired together to prevent him from reaching this goal. And so, the reality of a world with free energy remains to be seen. Nevertheless, the spirit of Tesla's ideas is still alive today. His works continue to inspire people and industries worldwide. And perhaps his greatest legacy is leaving behind the concept of a connected universe. The technology in our society is a reflection of our collective inner state of mind. The technology itself is neutral, but how we produce and use technology is simply a reflection of how we think as a society. Our world progressed forward because of people with great ideas, not because of those who wasted their life playing petty games or joining the rat race. You have to decide which type of individual you would like to be. Great ideas begin with great thinking, so observe your thoughts and just notice, what do you think about most of the day? If you want to be great, then begin with a great mind, because just as the Buddha said, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. My friends, I wish you all the very best in life, and I look forward to us co-creating a beautiful world together. If you like this podcast, then be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. And as always, live your highest potential.